I don't think I ever had like talked to anybody about sex in any past relationship or any even like when you're just like having sex with girls.
Crushing things.
Crushing girl, like running through girl. Like you're not like, yo, how is it? Like, are you satisfied?
Hey guys.
What's going on, guys? And welcome back to another episode of Erin-Ashley and Tychon. Our whole channel has been about what, babe?
Relationships, love, fun, just living life.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like, we're not the experts, but we're here to learn. And I know you said you had some questions for us, some spicy ones about relationships, love, all that type of stuff. Because I find like today in today's world, men and women are like this.
We're trying to bring them like this.
Trying to bring it like this. Because even we started out kind of like this with this, like back and forth.
But now we're like this.
But now we're like
now we're locked in.
This, you know?
So what would you do if you met someone and they're like the love of your life, you love so deeply, right? And you express this to them and then they kind of tell you, you know, I'm not fully sure about you. Like, I'm not sure you're the one, but you're just like, I love you, like you're my one, you're my person. And the other person is just a little bit shaky.
What do you do if someone you're sure about someone, but they're not sure about you?
Yeah, but not about, like, now you guys are fully in the relationship at this point. Like, you're deep in now and you're deeply in love with this person. It's not just like you just met and the person's unsure. Like, had time, you're in there now and you're like, this is my person. Like, I want it to be you. And they're just kind of like.
I think for me, it's like, I want to get to the root of why someone's unsure. You know what I'm saying? Like, if someone's not sure about me, I want to know, like, what is it about me?
But what would be a valid reason that you would be like, okay, that's okay that they're unsure?
Because we don't, either way, like, there's always going to be a valid reason because the reason is the reason. You know what I mean? It's like, you became sure at some point and you weren't unsure. And then you moved from unsure to sure at some point.
Yeah.
So something did that for you. To expect everybody to have that experience at the exact same time isn't really
Not
fair.
the exact same time, but like you've put in a lot of time with this person, right? So I'm not saying there's a time limit, like, oh, at 6 months or 1 year this has to happen, but just the idea, the scenario here is just you've put in a significant amount of time that it would be extremely reasonable for someone to be sure or not sure. So if someone's just like, I'm not sure, I don't know, I'm just not sure.
I think you have to decide like what that timeline looks like for you and what's important for you. Mm-hmm. Like, I think like we have a sure check-in timeline. You know what I mean? So it's like you get to be sure, like we're both unsure at the beginning.
Yeah.
Cool. Then we're still unsure. Cool. Then you're sure and I'm not sure. Cool. You're like, okay, you're not sure. I'm sure. And
why
then
is
like,
I'm sure and you're not sure? Maybe you're sure and I'm not sure.
Whichever. I'm sure you're not sure. That we check in, and then
Yeah.
like you find out why that person's unsure and why you're sure. And then when we check in again and that person's still unsure, now we start to be like, okay, how do we move from unsure to sure?
Oh, so you're trying to do all that?
Well, yeah, it's like what?
Okay.
Just because you became sure, like one person becomes sure, the other one, you're not sure and I got sure.
I don't even do coffee. I don't like unsure energy.
Yeah, but like
it's not really.
But
like,
yeah,
how are
but
you
like
not sure?
there's just different levels of sureness, and it's like you're not gonna be at the same place always at the same time. And if you're moving faster than the other person, it's like.
But
you have to talk about that.
I don't think it's about that though. I think like if the person that is sure can reflect on the landscape of the relationship and can really feel that they have shown themselves, proved themselves. There's been many different times and adversity and different stuff, and they've showed up, and that person is still unsure. Then I think that's a slap in the face. Meaning that it's okay, but it's just probably not for you. Like, you shouldn't be here trying to convince somebody or trying to wonder why are they not sure when you know that like you guys have been on this trajectory for a while and you've gotten to display all of these like elements, right? And especially if that person's not really explaining what it is.
Like, you're giving a lot of like hypotheticals.
Yeah,
so, like,
it is a hypothetical.
Yeah, like it's hard for me to say, but like what I'll say is this: it's like, yes, you're not trying to convince someone to be with you, but at the same time, it's like you're trying to learn the other person. Right? So it's like if they feel not confident in the relationship being a long-term thing, it would be in both of your interests to try hard to figure out why. Because it's like we get into too many situations now, it's like we didn't really try and then we both walk away.
Yes.
So it's like if we're both really gonna try, it would involve you potentially trying to figure out, or both of you trying to figure out,
That's fair.
why is this person not sure?
That's fair.
Because then that's a real try versus being like, well, you're not sure, so I'm out. You know what I mean? And then it's like, if you're always sure about people and people are always unsure about you, what is it about you?
No, but it might not be always.
No, I'm just saying
Yeah.
that could be a trend where you're always the sure one.
Correct.
And people are always unsure about
Correct.
you. Now,
Yeah.
what is it about you that has people feeling?
Correct.
I don't necessarily fully want to be with you. It could be a them thing, but it could be a you thing.
Yeah, in that scenario, if it's something reoccurring, you definitely need to look into that. But if this is like the first time and you've done these, you gotta kind of just.
But that's why the value in the trying actually is for both people, because there could be something that you're doing that makes the other person
or something
unsure.
that person needs help with uncovering or dissecting or getting out of their mind, or uncut, like they have traumas or something. Maybe it's like you need to go work on this. They can go to their therapist, like uncover that, right? That support. Maybe.
But figuring that out offers value for both people versus just walking away and being like, well, you're not sure about me, so I'm
laugh this.
Yeah. Does that make sense?
Fair enough.
I think that makes sense, guys.
In today's dating landscape, do you think standards are too high or too low?
Too low.
Way too low.
Is dating standard too high or too low?
Yeah.
Depends.
Okay, I think it's way too low.
Depends. I just feel like I just picture women on IG being like, he gotta pay my car note, he gotta pay my house, he gotta do this, he gotta be 6'5", he gotta be like. I think the standard can be high depending who you're speaking to. So it really depends.
And I know, but we're just talking on a majority level when you look at the dating landscape. Is it too high or too low? I think the bar is way too low. What do you think?
I think, okay, so what I'll say is like typically like the baddie, the person who has like the lips done, the BBL, the big breast, the person who has all that done is asking for the most.
But don't label that a baddie, because there's so many baddies that don't
but I'm just saying like the typical when we think baddie, I'm thinking BBL, lips, and you know what I'm saying? They want the most. The average girl who's not on that, in that lifestyle, they're taking the least. They just want you to have a job and a pulse. not for me though. I have way more than that to offer. You know what I mean? But like average, what I hear is going on with like.
But I'm not asking these extremes now. Just take a look at now the landscape, right? There'll be a little bit of everything. Overall, do you think it's too high or too low? You just name two groups that are on polar opposite sides of the spectrum, but just as a per capita.
If I say overall, I would say the dating standard, at least for women, is very low. Men, I think men are just, men want the most. That's what I'm saying. Like, it really depends who you ask. Like, I don't really have an answer that could say, like, I think men are like, I want her to be pretty. I want her to be able to cook. I want her to be sort of ambitious. I want her to.
Sort of ambitious.
Either, like, some men will want you to, like, be part of the, we're going to the moon. Yeah. Or some men will want you to just be like, just be in the. Just be here, take care of the house, cook, make sure the family's good. Yeah. So it's like it sort of depends. Okay. But it's like I feel like men want a woman that could lead the household, also be financially stable, because like a lot of men are not in that providing era in this economy. So it's like you also gotta have a good job, but you also gotta provide, you also gotta take care of me. So it's like that's what I'm saying, that the standard for women, I feel like the one men have for women is high, and the one for women have for men is low. On average. That's why I say it depends. Because women are just like, if he has a job and he can hold a conversation, we can work.
We gotta do better, guys.
You know what I mean? From what I've seen.
I know, from what I see too, I think a lot of women.
And for men are like, I want the absolute most. She gotta be pretty. She gotta be able to cook. She gotta be able to. You want. Like you. They gotta be like you.
Okay. I would tend to agree. But not, I say too low just because I see, unfortunately, a lot of like women settling. Yeah. And that's very unfortunate because they don't have to do that. And I hate to see this imbalance where, like you said, men are like demanding the world, and then you see a lot of women that are just settling and taking crumbs, and it doesn't need to be that way. But then I do also see a lot of women who are, this is what I want, and I'm not budging off of this, and I commend those women, and I hope that more people get like that, of just having their standard and knowing exactly what they want, and not feeling that just because they're a certain age or just because of like societal pressures that they have to compromise what they want or compromise their standards to just get a guy or be in a relationship, because it doesn't need to be that way.
In Toronto it does. But like if you're talking about a global scale, no, because where we live in Toronto, I just feel like the dating pool, I think there's like a supply and demand issue. I say this all the time. I'm like, there's a lot of good women and there's just not a lot of great men.
I don't agree with that. I think it's like, it's not like 1 for 1, but I would say it's like maybe 2 for 1. Like I don't see this like abundance of men or women that are like in this 1%. Like I don't see this abundance on either gender.
I see abundance. I feel like there's a lot of like good women here. Like they got a job, they got a business, they're pretty, they can do a 1-2 in the kitchen. Like there's a lot of like good,
I just think it's kind of like equal.
No, and then the men, it's like the men, I feel like the ones who
there's like a handful,
the ones who got it going on for them, they feel like, I don't even like, they feel like they can hold them. I was that guy too. It's just like, I'll talk to you, but not you, but maybe you. And like, what are you doing for me though? And it was like, that was my energy. Whereas like, no, it was like, I was in that toxic place. Whereas, but I never thought of it like that.
Obviously
it was just like, it was just like, I was just looking at it like, like I can really talk to whoever I want. So I'm kind of just going to evaluate my options. Whereas like women, I didn't feel like women are on that. Like I felt like women are just like, I'll do anything to keep you. And like that was the energy I more so got for women, where it's like, what do you want me to do? Like you want me to cook, you want me to send you something, you want me to do like, and you're just like, and then sometimes even that's too much. You're like, oh, like you're doing a lot. Like, are you desperate? Like it's just like, you just felt like as a guy who kind of has choices, you almost become a dick. I was a dick. It literally was partially because of my ego, but also like the supply and demand. If there was no women and all the women were like, well, you gotta take me out, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta pay my house, my car, this and that, I'd have been like, oh shoot, like, okay.
You'll be more selective.
You'll be way more selective.
Yeah.
But I think like
you're
women.
You're here fucking with everybody because everybody's accessible.
Not everybody. But women have had a part to play in this, and so do the men.
Of course.
But
I
women,
think
some
need
women
to have
also
their standards higher
that would
and
change.
Not accept this
That would change.
I agree.
The game.
Yeah, I agree. This is the sad thing about what I'm saying, because it's like women, I feel like we hold a lot of the power dynamics.
Bear pee in the power.
I know, but I'm just saying, like you know what I mean? We could literally flip this in our head. We could literally all unite and be like, no, this is a standard. But there's just so many people that are just okay settling and accepting less than just because of whatever, brokenness, insecurities.
Absolutely.
Instead of just working on your issues and then just being like, this is the bar. Because a man will rise up to the bar at the end of the day. 100%. A guy likes you, he's gonna do whatever it takes.
But the women gotta unite, but the women never unite. Like they try to, and there's always a pick-me that kind of makes the whole house, every show we've watched, every situation.
I just wish that more women knew that. Like, you don't need to compromise what you're looking for.
Absolutely.
You know, because a guy will rise to your standard. And if he's not, like, it's not even worth your time. Just keep it moving.
Bars.
Just on to the next.
Swipe.
So, does a man need to be a provider before he gets into a relationship, or do you think he can not be a provider and potentially, you know, get on his way?
That's so we're clear. What's a provider?
Taking care of the woman, paying the bills, buying her things, taking care of the household, leading, you know, just the whole shebang.
Can a man be a provider before he gets? Does he have to be a provider before he gets?
Yeah, like why do men always feel like, oh, like all my shit is not on yet? So sometimes like that would be a common excuse why guys don't want to be in a relationship. They don't feel like they have everything completely together. Like why don't men feel that they could get with an amazing woman and just build on their journey potentially easier because they have a great woman by their side? Like why do they feel like they almost need to do this first before they can take a relationship serious? Not all, but we just see this a lot.
Because of your definition of provider. It's to pay for everything. It's to take. That's a horrible definition. Like,
why is that a horrible definition?
No, because it's just like, oh, you gotta pay for everything. Like your version of provider is rooted in financials, and I think because.
But I said leading, and then
you said those things last.
I know,
like,
but it doesn't matter.
They weren't as important.
But
it was like pay for this, pay for this.
No, I didn't say it in any type of order.
Like lead was like low voice too. It was like pay. Lead.
No,
you know what
lead,
I'm saying
on my chest, but I'm saying lead spiritually, leading the family in decisions, like leading.
See, if you said those things first.
No, but I didn't say it in any particular order.
I know, but you said, when we say things first, usually it's because that's the first thing that comes to our mind. And the problem
I'm
is
just
that.
clarifying, I didn't say it in any specific order. I know you're trying to manipulate
I'm not manipulating the thing. I'm just saying, like, men, when you think about providing and you're heavily talking about finances, well, yes, they're going to think about it like, okay, my finances are not tip-top shape where I can buy her whatever, pay for everything, take us on trips, do the most. They're like, well, I don't want to be in a relationship then. I want to get on so I can do that. Then I'll get in the relationship. But if we're talking about things like leadership and having our direction, our purpose,
but a lot of men can't lead.
If the emphasis was on leading, then it would be a different conversation. But your emphasis was on finances, and a lot of men can do. They're focused on that. And in this economy, it's actually.
Stop saying this economy.
But no. But
excuses.
I'm not. It's not excuses. It's just a fact. Like the economy that we're in. It takes a little bit longer.
Okay.
The times that we're in, it wasn't like before where you leave high school and you're making $100K and you have a house in 2 years. Now it's like it takes a little bit more time.
I never knew people in grade 12 leaving and making
No. Back in the day, my grandparents.
100K.
Not 100K, but they could leave, start doing a trade and work 2 years and they're blessed.
You could do that here too, because trades is one of the number one things to make money.
Now.
Plumbing and all this type of stuff.
Those are back on now. People are starting to do those again now. So we're just entering a new era of like, okay, how do men be financially on?
But hold on, in your example, you said it like takes them a lot longer now. So wouldn't you think that if they got into a relationship, they had this great woman that could actually like 10x them, that could cut their time in half or more than half?
The right woman. Yeah. That's like the key to your statement.
So then men need to be more selective.
And then women need to also be the right woman as well. Like and focus on our purpose rather than some of the things that sometimes, these impediments that sometimes slow us down. Like, oh, I want this bag, or I want these little purses, or I want to do all these, like, I want to go to these dinners and take these pictures. And sometimes it's like,
we're so much more than that. I hate like women are just relegated to
I'm not saying it in a bad way. Like, women like to have like fun and go out and do these things.
Guys
and
like to have fun too.
They do, but what I'm saying is like women like all these like little things that sometimes men don't focus on. Like, men are very able to be like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna lock in for 6 months, and then after the 6 months, okay, let's do what we gotta do.
But so are women. That's why we're on top right now, because we know how to also lock in and get to where we need to go and build these businesses and do what we need to. Like, we can also lock in.
Women, it's balanced. They know how to balance very well, and they also operate in community. So I think that also works in women's favor. Like, women have friends who are women who are going to put on for them, who are going to shout out their business, who are going to come and show up for them. No, but like more so than men. Like, men are not as community in today's age as women seem to be. Like, oh my God, like women CEO crew, let's all get together and help each other, and let's all, you're a woman in this, you're a woman in tech, let's all, like, for men it's not like men in tech, raise your hand, or men in nursing, right? Like, they don't have community. So it's like, I think the foundation, these are great things about women, have helped them be on more that men could learn from. But to say that men want to be on a lot of times before they date and have a girlfriend, because it's just like emphasis on them being financially a provider, it's a pressure that they have to like either figure out, face, and deal with before they want to enter relationships.
Pressure bursts diamonds.
Absolutely, or pressure burst pipes. I can go one or the other.
So you could choose which
and there's a lot of pipes bursting, there's a lot of hairlines back here. Because men are stressed. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, look, like,
get it together.
If the emphasis was on leadership, and the emphasis on men could be on like more community, more leadership, more like the things that we're trying to build at Mind State U, I think men would be a lot further along. But we're working to it. It's just a work in progress.
And I think if men embodied those skills more, then like their finances would also be reflective in that. It's like those skills help you get more finances indirectly. So
absolutely. Yeah. They just kind of have to be like framed in that way, because what I feel like happened to men is like men were on just for being men. And it just feels like the rug got pulled under from them. And it's like, no, you actually need to be this, 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 and this. And they're like, oh shit, we don't have these skills. No one taught us how to lead. No one taught us how to be men. Our fathers never spoke to us. Our fathers never told us how to be like a gentleman, or like how to take care of a woman, or like what providing actually means. Like, no one actually gave us those lessons, where you see like young girls, it's like, for your husband you need to do this, and then like in school the teachers are like, all the girls come together and stick together, and like you need to be nurturing, catering, but you also need to be smart. Like, it's been women of this generation have been programmed to be everything, almost like super women. And then like the men, it's like, yo, what happened to you guys? And then we're just all like, I don't know. So it's kind of sticky, but it's like, all I can say is like, we can just do the work, like, and that's what we've been trying to do.
So let's just say you're in a relationship and you love your partner very much, but the sexual compatibility is a little bit off. Do you like nurture that and work with the person, or is that like enough of a reason to kind of just like, this is not for me? I don't want to say throw the whole relationship away, but technically throw the whole relationship away.
Like, I'll put on my glasses and be like, well, no, you gotta nurture it. But then part of me is like, throw that whole relationship away. Sex is very important.
It is very important, but what we're saying is like, communication is very important. Like, these other buckets are also very important, but it seems like people are very willing to walk people through communication, or walk people through like these other elements, because some people, it doesn't just work right away, right, in these other areas, and they kind of work in like compromise, or when people move in, some of their habits, they'll work on all those things, but then it's like when we get to sex, it's this like taboo thing. If it doesn't immediately work and is perfect, throwing it away, or you're nurturing it in the same way you would nurture these other.
Our relationship is the first time I actually had to think about sex in a way where it's like, oh shoot, like I have to figure this out. I have to think about this to make sure like you're happy, you're pleased, because I feel like we in our relationship, we brought everything to the surface and like trying to figure things out, and like try to make sure we're both happy in all areas. And like with sex, I don't think I ever had like talked to anybody about sex in any past relationship, or any, even like when you're just like having sex with girls,
crushing things,
girl, like running through girl, like you're not like, yo, how is it, like are you satisfied? Are you enjoying? Like, you're not even really, and I figure our relationship is kind of like, when you looked at me one time, you're like, oh, it's like, is that like, do you just have sex just like that all the time? Like, it's just like, I want to feel like love. Like, I want to, like, in this relationship is the first time where I'm like, oh, like, there's
like a depth to
there's
it.
a depth to it that like I didn't really consider, because it's
so
just
like, running
like,
through things.
No, there was like a couple situations that got a little more serious, but it's like, I never really connected.
No, the situation got serious, but the sex was still on I'm running through things. Like, it's not
yes, like sex for me was recreational before.
Yeah.
And our relationship was the only time where I was like, oh, like,
there's a depth
there's
to
like
this.
a depth to this. I was just thought
this.
like, I always thought sex was just like a porno turned live, and then it was like, oh, like there's a depth to
You're
this.
so conditioned by like
yes.
all these media and all these things.
And I think even what was also confusing to me, it was like the women that I was always having sex, I was never really, like I never had feelings for them. And like having sex with feelings was like something that was very different for me. So I say all to say like, yes, like navigate through it, because if you really love somebody, it's like you're gonna work through things, and that's what makes the love stronger, is like the working through it. Whereas like being like, okay, our sex is not working like this, and throwing it away is not really, like, you might end up in that same place. And I also realized like I probably would end up in that same place, because it's like having sex for recreation, just being like and then, no, it wasn't that fast.
That's a crazy visual. I did not want to.
It was never like no. But like,
I know what you're saying. Yeah. I completely,
you get what I mean? So it's like,
that.
I can meet a next girl, and it's just like, you know, we're doing our thing in the beginning, and it's all fun and games, and then we're in love, and I'm like, oh, like
deeper.
Like I gotta get deep with this. I'm like, I don't know how to access.
And the thing is, it's like, yeah, exactly, and it's the same thing even when we're like getting to know people, right? Like how you can be vulnerable, like when you share your story or things. It's like it's the same type of sentiment kind of applies, but it's almost like no one talks about it in like a sexual context.
Yeah, like.
But I think that's a little bit different than like my original question, the compatibility aspect. It's one thing just to go deeper levels with your partner, but like just what if like you met someone, you were in love with them, but the sex was just bad. That's what I'm saying. Not about trying to reach new levels and do different things. It's like it just wasn't it. Like how do you feel like someone could navigate that? Like do you think that they can try to work it out, or do you think it's kind of almost like if you don't have it, it's not there?
Yeah, so like you'd have to define like it not being it, what it means. I do agree, like it's kind of like singing. Like some people, if you really train them to sing and they work really hard, they can be an okay singer. I think sex is the same way. Like you can work with somebody and they could be decent. Like they'll do all the things you like.
Yeah.
But sometimes they don't have that, just like that it factor. You see them, you're just like, yo, come here. Like that's also like, that could be a thing. And then you have to decide like,
where does that rank for you?
Yeah, how important is that for you? And then like some relationships, that's why some people get into open relationships, is to like have that sexual piece, that sexual desire
that's missing with
one place fulfilled. And that's like a whole other can of worms.
Yeah.
But I think that's why people lean into that sometimes, because it's like some people will say it's unrealistic for your partner to meet every need. And some people say 80% is great and the other 20% is effort. So it's like it just kind of depends on where you fall on.
What do you believe? Do you think you can meet one that has it? Like, do you think that is possible? Like, because if somebody is willing, not just with sex, I'm talking about all the categories, because we're talking about that, 80-20 type of thing. Do you think you can meet someone that can get to an 100 just because they're willing and they actually have like the aptitude?
I think you can meet someone who can get very close. And I think like I'm a believer of like that other 20% is effort. Sometimes you and the person are never going to be exactly perfect all the time.
Yeah,
right?
Things fluctuate.
Things fluctuate and change in their seasons, but like I do believe that that's okay.
Yeah.
And like you can navigate, just like you're never.
90's still an A+.
That's what I'm saying. You can never in life, like you're not gonna have everything you want all the time at the same time.
No, and it's always changing. What you want in each moment is across the board.
And you can strive to get pretty damn close, but it's like it might not be like that all the time. It's like how do you navigate the season, and that's really the key.
Yes, what do you do? Are you stepping out? Are you leaning in more? What are you doing? I think those are like the defining moments.
I think so, but I'm gonna reach out to the experts. If you like this video and you really enjoyed what we talked about today, please tell us, like, what did you want to hear more about? What questions did you really like? What questions do you want to hear more of? Smash that subscribe button. You subscribing helps us make more of these videos. I'll see you guys soon.